Hello. Thank you, Deborah. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello, hello. Ugh. Get y'all straight. Turn my volume up. Snowy Denver, birdie. Gosh, I wish. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 70 here. It's so annoying. It doesn't feel like Christmas. It's like Florida fall, if that makes sense. We don't, ugh. It annoys me. Believe me, I love where I live because I grew up here and I love the South and I love everything that comes with it, but I sure would like some cool weather. That would be amazing. So I hope everybody's doing well on this nice weekend. It's been, I was just making sure y'all all could hear me. So hope everybody has had a good week. And yeah, Brenda, yeah, that's pretty much what happens is we do that. It's, we do that at the shop because it gets really warm when you're working, and so we turn the AC on, and we've been listening to Christmas music since probably the end of November, I think. So yeah, and then tonight, if you didn't know, which is one of my favorite things ever, is Charlie Brown Christmas is going to be on PBS tonight, so I'm so excited. Got that recording, and so that's part of my tradition. My tradition is It's a Great Pumpkin at October, which we didn't get to see because NBC, or was it CBS, took it off. And then we did see the Thanksgiving special, and then tonight is the Charlie Brown. Me and my husband I shouldn't say me and my husband have. I've been making my husband watch Christmas movies for pretty much the first week of December, like every night. And so we skipped last night, so it's back on track tonight. So I'm so excited. It's silly, but it's a tradition I've done since I was a child because, as you know, most of you know, and this is very off topic, of course, that the Charlie Brown special started in the 60s, and I was born in the 70s. So, of course, I've always watched them. My parents, always had it on, and it's one of the things that I cherish the most about the holidays and this time of year, starting in October. So it's my thing. It's my jam. Love it. So we get to do that tonight. And yeah, so yeah, today's video is going to be really cool. We're going to wait and just get some more people joining on because this is kind of something fun that Ernestine, Miracle on 31st Street is great. I was just playing around, and of course I've seen it out there and I've seen other people do it. This is just the way I do it. I don't know if it's the right way, the wrong way. It doesn't matter to me because it comes out really cute. There are some tweaks I'm sure I can go in there and make. However, I think it's really, really cute. And I'm going to show you my example. Of course, the name is going to be backwards, but that's okay. That's because of the way I've got the camera, so I know it's backwards. And mine looks more like an oval, but I think there's tweaks that I can make to get it to look more circular. But we did this in my IQ class this week at the shop, and everyone seemed to love it. So what I'm doing today, and yes, I do know my name is backwards. It's because of the way the camera's on. But what you'll see is I took a design, and that is a clip art from the internet, and I split it using IQ Designer. and then I just stuck our last name in there, which is really super cute. You can do first name, you can do initials, you can do the cute thing that people do now is the established year 1984 or 1912, I don't know. So you could really make it your own, and you can use any design that you can find on clip art, and I will walk through the clip art process for you. It doesn't matter if you have a computer, but if you're on a Meridian or Altair or the Brother comparable machines, you're going to use the app to send the design over. If you're on a Destiny or a Dream machine or Solaris 1 without the upgrade to 2, then you will use the scan mat. You'll print this design out and you'll use the scan mat. And now with the Solaris 2 upgrade and the Brother comparable, I always forget the name and I'm sorry, the Brother comparable machine, you can use the app to send the image over. Yes, you can use a USB stick, so you can also drop it on a USB stick and bring it over to your machine as well. As long as you have IQ Designer or My Design Center, this is going to work for you. Those of you who don't have it, you can do this in software, an embroidery software, and I'm sure it's kind of the same process. And yeah, so what's really cool for Christmas, although I'm really spoiled, I went ahead and ordered my Christmas present and got it here the other day because I can't wait. I'm just terrible at Christmas time. I ordered palette 11. So that's going to be something fun to play with too, and I'm sure I can figure out how to do it in, an embroidery software like Palette 11, or if you have Floriani software or Bernina V8, even Embellish software, that's the R&K, Hope Yoder software, we can do this. See, there, and I'm sure in Brilliance, all those, there's like millions of them out there. So, yeah. So we're just going to play, but I want to show you mostly how to do it on your machine because you have this great aspect of your machine that you can do this. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I put up a poll the other day about doing a fun little sew along. Completely free, completely fun, completely just whatever. Just have something to do to hang out with each other. And I think what I'm going to do is sign up on Zoom so we can have kind of like a face-to-face class, which will be really fun. I've taken a lot of Zoom classes. They're great. And they're really easy to use. You just click a link. Renee, I'll get to that. You'll just click a link and it'll take you over. You do have to, I believe you do have to download the Zoom app, but it's a lot of fun. Because when I do Facebook Lives, I love them, but I never get to see your faces. I never get to see, what you're doing. And that way, if you get stuck at a spot, it's easier for you to go, okay, Anna, I'm right here. Where do I go next? Or this looks a little funny. What should I be doing? And that way I can actually see what you're doing. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet and sign up for Zoom. So I'll have all week to figure it out. So what I'm thinking is next Saturday, which is the 19th, at 12 p.m. Eastern. So guys over in California, that would be like 9. I was trying to do it not so early. But we'll just, I'm not going to put a time limit on it because what if it takes us an hour? What if it takes us 3 hours? What if it takes us 4 hours? It doesn't really matter. And this is just something fun. So the pattern is free. I have posted it a couple times in the group. The pattern is a baby lock pattern, that, they put out probably about a week ago. And, I was watching, and Linda was doing it, Linda Pacini. I'm sure she came up with the pattern and all that, and she gave it out free to everybody. And I'm like, this is really cute, and it's like a downloading project. And when I say that, I mean, like, we're so stressed for the holidays. Let's just do something fun. And in her video, she does it a smaller way, but you can do it small or big. And just a cute gift. So why not do it? And it doesn't matter what machine you have, because we're not using IQ Designer, we're not using My Design Center, we're actually sewing and a little bit of embroidery. So I just thought that'd be really fun. So we could kind of go through each step together and just make something fun together. So I'm sorry, as y'all know, I don't talk all day and then this happens. Okay, so it'll be next Saturday. I'll have more information. Hold your horses. I'll have more information. Next Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. I will make sure I keep posting the pattern. I have posted it a couple times, so you can get ready, get all your everything ready for it. And then those of you who, I'll have to figure out, those of you who want to take it, I'll probably post a link in the group for the Zoom class. So, yeah, I'll figure out how to get everybody into the Zoom. Just give me a few minutes or a few days, and then I'll make sure you'll get that. So if you didn't see the posting, you're just gonna have to scroll through. I posted it twice throughout the this past week, so just scroll back through. Again, I will repost it. I'll keep reposting it. Maybe I can figure out how to put it in the files section where it'll be easier to grab. So I'll figure it out. So that's why I haven't, replied to a lot, because I wanted to tell everybody together what I want to do. It's just fun. Yeah. So cool. So today, what's name if I post? Lynn, I don't think I understand that question, so give me a little bit more clarification on that. Okay, so today I want to go over how to, yes, I know this is backwards if you're just joining on, talk about doing a cute little split monogram frame. These are really popular, and you can find them out there, but you know me, if it's out there, I want to try to make it myself, just because I love playing with my machine, and I just think it's a lot of fun. So this little design here, I found as a clip art, and I will walk you through how to find a clip art. And of course you can do it with anything. It doesn't have to be circular. The pumpkin we did back in the mandala pumpkin that I posted somewhere in the group, in November, you could split that. So does that mean it won't be available to read? I'm sure, Kathleen, I can figure out how to save it to be replayed. It's just going to be a fun sew along. So well, I'll figure out how to do that. Oops, what's the name of the post? I don't remember exactly. I probably put something like, here's the pattern for the stockings for the sew along. I think I put something like that. It was yesterday, so, I posted one yesterday, late last night, so you can go back and look through it that way, and there's a link. You can just click on the link and go to the page. So, yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun. Okay. So let's get started with our project. So today we're going to use clip art. We can use it in a couple different ways. And we're going to use IQ Designer. And so let's get to work. Let's see what we can do. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of take you to the iPad to show you how to look up a cool clip art to save. Now again, you can do this on a computer. You're going to, you want to probably, if you're going to do it on a computer, you probably want to save it to a USB stick, and then you can bring it over to your machine. But if you're going to use the apps, you want to save it to your either smartphone or tablet. So if you have Android, you can save it onto there. If you have Apple, you can save it on your iPad and your iPhone. And then you can shoot it over if you have the Altair Meridian or the Brother Like machines, or if you have the Solaris 2 upgrade to and the comparable Brother to upgrade, you can use the app to send the design over. Otherwise, we need to print it out, and then we use our scan mat. So there's many ways to do it. It's really easy. So let's just talk about if we have the apps, and then I'll get into if you have to print it out. So I'm going to grab, let's do this. I'm going to turn you around, get to see all the mess here. Hello. And then shrink you down. Make you shorter. Because I want to get you down to my iPad. This is like the slowest way to do it. Here we go. So funny. Okay, here we go. And everything's down. Okay. Oh, okay. It's kind of down. I was pushing way too hard. Okay. So let's take a look at my iPad here. And what I'm going to do, this is my iPad. And let's see if we can get a little closer so you don't have to worry about all that junk in the background. There we go, that's pretty good. Okay, so whatever thing you use to pull up Google, it will be Safari, or if you have like another one on your iPad or your tablet, you're going to use that. And then I'm just going to grab a new page here, and I'm going to go to Google. I just like to use Google's search engine. It just works the best for me. And then what I'm going to do is decide on kind of what I want my my frame to look like. So it could really almost be anything, because you can split anything. So, and I'll show you what I mean here in a little while. But we'll start with the one that I did. And I happen to know that mandala style artwork is circular and it just looks beautiful. So what I did was I was like, okay, well, I need like a Christmassy one. So what I typed in here was Christmas mandala. And mandala is spelled M-A-N-D-A-L-A. And then I put clip art. And then go. And then I'm going to go up to my images. And you'll start to see a lot of the clip arts there. And they're all so beautiful. Some are so super detailed. I just don't want to bring that into my machine. I just think it would take forever. Like this one right here on the camera, you probably, well here, let's pull it up. Look how much work that is. I just think that would be way too much, but you can totally do it. You can totally try it and see what would happen. But there's some really beautiful, like this one would be great. Like this one right here. Oh my gosh, I really love that one. I'm going to save that. And so if I was happy with that, then what I'm going to do, if this is the one I wanted to use, I can always touch and hold on the picture. Now this is an Apple thing, and then add to my photos. However you save photos in your tablet, you're going to save that photo. And I save it straight from this search area. If it won't let me, or if it has a bunch of stuff behind there, I can always click on the site and it'll take me there. If they're free, then they won't have any watermarks or anything like that. If you have to buy them, then, wow, these would be great coloring book pages. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, I like this page. If they have watermarks, you'll probably have to pay for them. So there's a lot of free ones out there. So I would just say play with whatever you can get free. We can even do this as a split monogram. I'm actually going to save that one too. I'm just going to press and hold and add to photos. But that's a neat page. But I'm going to go back and let's go to the actual one that I chose, so to make my sample with. And that one was up here. And it's really cute. It's got some little Christmas trees and a lot of fun stuff. So here it is right here. And generally what these are coloring pages. So they're really cool that you could even print them out and give them to the kids in color. But this is the one I actually chose. So I'm going to take it, hold it down, and add to photos. Now again, whatever device you're working on, it may be a little bit different. Just if you're not sure how to save photos, just do a little research in Google how to save a photo to your tablet or your iPhone or your Android. I always forget the name of that Android phone. So now that I've got my design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of here and I'm going to go to my photos, and I just want to make sure it's in my photos. So here we go. Here's all my photos right down here. Here they are. Look at my emoji. She's funny. And I have this one. But okay, I want you to look at something. When I saved this one, look what happened. Can you see? There's a watermark behind it. So that one might be a pain to use because you have to go in there and erase everything. And that's why I save it, because watermarks will show up later. And so I would love to do this one, but I'm afraid of the watermark. So I'm going to actually skip over that one. I could do this one, but there's I can see it here. Can you see the watermark in there? Nah, that one just wouldn't be a good choice either. But I do know this one does not have a watermark, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. So I think I'm going to use that one. I'm going to come out of my photos. And today I'm going to do this on the Solaris too. However, it's the same thing, pretty much the same way you're going to do this on a Meridian or Altair or a like machine. So now that I have, I can't squeeze there, I have to squeeze here. There we go. Now that I have the design I want, what I want to do is go find my IQ positioning app, and it's right here. See right here? It's the black app. We're not using the monitoring app, we're using the positioning app. And with the iPad, we can only use, under IQ Designer, we can only use this one right here. So select image for creating a design. And what I want to do is I want to swing around, and I'm not going to swing the camera around because I don't want to make you dizzy, is go ahead and make sure IQ Designer is pulled up on my machine. So I just made sure it was pulled up. I'm going to go select image for creating design, and I'm going to select this little guy right here. You know what I should have done first, guys? And if you have two machines, let's make sure that I'm on the correct machine. Okay, I'm on Sunshine. And I just made sure that it was on by selecting the little wheel up there. So, okay, select image. We're going to select the Christmas tree circle, and there it is. And then I'm going to say send to the machine. Okay, so now it was sent over to my machine. And now what I get to do is bring you over to the machine. Okay, so if you get dizzy, give me just a split. Ooh, let me lock these, because that would not be fun. Let me bring you over to the machine real quick. If you get dizzy, give me just a second, and I'll make sure that we're not... I always have stuff everywhere. Before my episodes, y'all should send me a message to say, Anna, clean up your area. That would be very helpful. Sometimes this girl needs some help. Actually, a lot of times I need help. So, okay, I'm going to zoom into my screen here, making sure that we get everything and you guys can see so nice and clear. I like to get as tight on it as I can because sometimes it's kind of hard to see on screen where I'm going. I'm going to make it a little bit more zoomed in, and there we go. I'm going to turn off the light in the background so we get no glare. All right, so I have sent the design over, And it didn't tell me anything. It didn't say on the screen, hey, your design has been sent, or on this screen that my design's been sent over. But I do know it was sent over because on the app it told me. So where do I find that design? And the first thing I'm going to do is you're going to, if depending on what machine you're looking for, you're either going to look for this leaf right here, or maybe even a pocket that looks similar to this, except for this arrow is going inwards. So let's select on this here. And down at the bottom here, what you're going to notice is I have some options. And regardless of which machine you have, you're going to have the same options. So what I want to do is select Line Design. Here's my line design. And if I have used the app, then what I'm going to do is come over here to the Wi-Fi symbol and select that. Now, whenever I bring a design in, it's always going to be the first one up at the top. So if I click on this little girl, you're going to see that there is my Christmas mandala. And then I'm going to hit Set. And there we go. Now this is where I can, if there were other things on the page that I didn't want to use, I can use these guys to crop those out. And then what I'm going to do is select OK. And then I will select Set. And there it is. At this point, I want to decide the sizing. So if I select size, it's going to tell me how big it is, 4.80. I made mine bigger. I made mine close to 7 inches. So now let's take a look at it where it's not backwards. And let's zoom out a little bit. There you go. So mine is pretty big, and in class at work or at the shop, what we did is the ladies put it on tea towels, and they were actually so stinking cute. So the design is not crooked. Guys, what it is I have no idea how to put it on a board straight. So apparently I messed up. So the design is not crooked, it's the way I put it on the board. So forgive me. So what you're going to see is right here, here's the top part, here's the bottom part. Well, how did I get that? Okay. The other thing is you can see it's pretty large, and we did it around 7 inches. So what you can do, and let's zoom back in so we can see really good what's happening here, is use the size key that has the arrows going out, and I'm just going to press and hold it until it gets to where I want it. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Now, notice when I do that, let's bring it down. There we go. Okay, I'm fine with that. Now, if you're at home and you're doing this, you will notice that the background image is still there. That image is from the original scan-in. So all you have to do to turn that down is look for your little keys that look similar to this. They may be down here. They may be in a different spot. But you're just, if you don't want to see that background image, to me it drives me crazy. So I'm going to turn it all the way down by clicking this, and now I can't see my background image anymore. Whew, do not like that. The other thing that I like to have on here is the frame that I'm using. So this frame will not stitch out, it's just a guideline. And how you can turn that frame on is by going up here to Settings, and where it says Frame Size, you can tell it what frame to show up. And now, why would I want that? Well, this is just going to help me make sure that if I'm designing something that is taking up a lot of space, it's still going to fit in within my frame size, so I don't go outside of my frame size. So I kind of leave mine on. You do not have to. This is not a big deal. All right, the size is perfect. So now what I want to do is change this line here. Or when I say line, the lines of everything that's happening. Because if I were to, watch what happens. If I send this over right now to stitch out, look what it's going to look like. Now, it's not that bad, but that's all satin stitching. I want line work. Mine is line work. It is not satin stitching. So see, you can see the difference. See how thick that is? So what we need to do is return. And yes, I do know that if you have the Solaris, you can do this in the beginning, but since we have so many other people that have different machines, I wanted to do that at this point. So, when we've been talking about IQ Designer, we always go over the icons up here. So there's a grouping of 4 icons right here and a grouping of 4 icons right here. The top one is your line properties. The bottom one, which we will not use today, is your fill properties. So we want to use this one right here. So I'm going to select on the little piece of paper in my line properties. I am going to select on the triple stitch because it came out so cute in this triple stitch. And I'm going to select a color. And I do suggest you select a color, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. So I'm going to do something y'all can see on screen. So let's do this pink. And then I'll select the bucket. Now, once I touch this line right here and click or tap it with my finger, you'll see that line turn pink. Now what I want to do is come in and touch another line, and anything that is connected will turn pink. But there's some other pieces in there. Now, if you were to select just the black color and do this, you're going to miss all of this. So see all these up here? They're not all connected because it's a line drawing and nothing's perfect. So what I'm going to do is zoom in and then make sure my bucket is still selected, and then I can go click on the ones that are not turned pink. And some of them are connected, so they will go ahead and turn all the way for you, but I'm noticing there's like little ones here, and that one, and these, and of course this one, and this one, okay, and my little zigzag here. And you can even change the lines. If you wanted them to be, let's go back to our line properties, if you wanted them to be a candle wicking, or, you know, this cool little diamond shape, or if you have the Solaris, you even have more shapes. I mean, this is your baby. You do whatever you want to it. Okay, I missed that one, so let's go there. And then I'm going to pan to over here and make sure that I get this guy. And then I'm going to grab my hand and, oh, wait, I see another one right there. There's one. And then I'm going to pan over this way, make sure. And I see some over in this area, so I'm going to make sure my bucket, oh, but look what I did. I accidentally turned on this flower one. I really want a triple stitch, so be careful when you play around with those. And I'm also, what I'm going to do is back up some. And the reason why I'm backing up is because I don't remember which ones I turned into regular stitching. So we'll start from there. So there we go, bucket. And I'm just going to start over again. I'm going to grab this guy and make sure my bucket's on. Make sure those are taken care of. And then I'm just going to pan around and make sure I got all the little parts and pieces. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to zoom out now. So at this point, this looks great. So what I want to do is save. So I know I skip this step a lot, and I really want myself to get better in this habit, but I do suggest you go ahead and save. I hear educators say all the time, save and save often. And I really do believe in that. It's just when I get talking, I forget. So let's go down to wherever your save is. Your save may be a little pocket with an arrow going in it, or it may say memory. Oops. Here, there we go. over here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to save it to memory and to my machine. So that way, if something happens, I won't have to go through that whole process again. Now, let's create, are you excited? Now what we're going to do is create the split. So right up here in my line properties, I'm going to go back to my little piece of paper. I'm going to make sure that the triple stitch is selected and I'm still on that same color. It is important, you want that same color. And I'm going to select this slanted line right here. And then select OK. Up at the top here, just somewhere out of the way, I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to click and hold down and, oops, it doesn't work like that unless you actually tell it you want to use that stitch. So make sure that this line is selected here. I'm going to click and hold and draw a straight line. That looks pretty good. Then what I want to do is come down here, and yours may be in this area somewhere over here, but this is my select tool, because what I want to do is draw a box around this line, and this is why you want it up high. And then a red box will appear around that line, and then we're going to come down here to our duplicate key. So you'll find a key that looks just like this. Here, let's close this. You're going to find a key that looks just like this, and you're going to select it, and then you'll notice you'll have a second one pop up. And we're going to leave that box around that second one, because what we want to do now is bring that box around or to the center of this guy right here. And you can, if you want to, come back to your settings and turn on the grid. I do find it a little harder to see, but you can see with the grid on, everything is perfect. So I'm now going to go to size and start moving. And now I'm not changing the size, but I'm going to use the move buttons in the size and start moving that line down. And I'm going to get it, and let's zoom in so we can really see. I'm going to bring this line down to where it is in the center here. Let's go back to size and then move it down here. There we go. It's meeting up with the center line there. So let me zoom out. There we go. Now here's the tricky part. I'm now going to click off of that, and this is the tricky part, and it may take you a few tries to get this. This is why we saved this. So in case something goes all willy-nilly, then you can go back, just delete this all, and bring this shape back up. So we are going to come down here or wherever it is to your select tool, and remember it has that box that I can draw around something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom here, draw a box across, and come up, and what's going to be really hard to see because you really do need to stay zoomed out, come up as close as you can to the line that you brought down, but below it. Oh, I know. It doesn't sound like fun, but it can work. So using a mouse really works at this point. And yes, you can use a wired mouse like I'm doing. And you're just going to slowly start bringing it up. But we don't want to touch the other line. That is the only part I find so hard. And how do I know it touched the other line? Let me see if I can zoom in while I'm doing this so I can show you guys what happens. Okay, so see the line that's active, which means it's moving like little ants? Okay, if I bring this up and I touch the line that I brought down, that line, here, let me see if I can get it just on it, will kind of disappear. That means that I've gone too far. So what I'm going to do is bring it in down until I can see my ants moving again, but I still want to get as close as possible. And like I said, this is super tricky. But practice makes perfect, right? And I still think that's a little too high. And I am not letting go until I am happy. So I'm going to stop right there. I just let go. Let me zoom out here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is, do you see the red box around there? Now that is selected. The bottom half is selected. And watch this. I'm going to turn off the grid so you guys can see really good what's about to happen here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to size, and I'm going to use my move buttons. And watch, I just split that design in half. Woohoo! We did it! So easy, but a little annoying at first. But we can do this. We've got this. And if you don't have it perfect, you can always go to your back button down here at the bottom. So let me zoom into that so you can see it. Down here, we can always go back. If you're not happy with that, don't worry about it. But what I will suggest is don't click off. Don't click out into here, because watch what happens. That red box goes away and I'm in trouble. So I want to make sure, let's see if I can back it up to have that box on there. There we go. Make sure you're happy with it before you click off. Now what I'm going to do is I will turn the grid back on, because let me use 1 inch. I want to move this box down 1 inch. So since you have the 1 inch boxes here, I can just move it down till it gets to that 1 inch line. Perfect. Now I can click off and I'm done. So what we have done is we have made and let's turn, I know I keep going back and forth, but I want you to really be able to see what's happening. Okay, so now I have this line. Let's pull up our example. Well, that didn't work. So now what I have done, I have basically created the split. And I have a line that's coming across here. Remember, we laid the line down and then we came right underneath it, grabbed the bottom part and pulled it down. But on screen, we don't have this line that's cutting it off yet. So let's get that line. Okay. And I'll zoom in and show you what I mean. Okay. So you see the line up here. Yes, there's some stuff hanging out below it. Don't worry about that. We're going to clean that up. So you can see the line below it right in here. But we need to put a line on top of this area. So remember, we made 2 lines. We copied 1. So I should have another line right up here. So there's my other line. And the reason why we put them up so high, oops, oh, I just want to squeeze out on that screen. The reason why we put it so high is so I can go and grab my selection tool and draw a box around it and not interfere with anything else. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to bring it down directly on top of the bottom half. So I'll go size and then I'll start moving down. I'm going to zoom in pretty good here. I might do 400% so I can check that. So what I want to do is go to size and move it right up. And I think that's actually pretty good. I did pretty good with getting it. So I'm going to say okay. I'm going to zoom back out and then I can click off. And there we go. Now I have my split. However, we need to do some cleaning up. And, you'll be a little bit more tedious about this than me showing you right now, and that's no big deal. But I do want to show you how to go in there and clean everything up that's hanging out. So we're going to grab our eraser. I personally like the square one, and I like to make it a little bit smaller, about half smaller. Yours may just have small, medium, and large, whichever one you want to use. And then I like to zoom in, and I mean like 800%. I'm going to pan over until I get over to way over here. Now these were those lines that were sticking way out. I'm going to grab my eraser and start erasing those lines. I'm going to pan, And then when I get to the lines close to here, now what's really great is, I'll zoom in really quick here, click close here, is everything is a pixel, so it's a square, which means it makes it really easy to erase. If you use the circular one, it makes it a little harder to erase. However, if you use the square one, we can actually start from below it, bring it up and tap it, whatever stitch we don't want, and it goes away. You just got to be really careful. And so like this one, oh, I got it. Then I'm going to pan over and get whatever else I don't want there. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. And then I'm going to come over here. There's one. I don't want that one. I'm just going to go all the way across here. Now remember, this is zoomed out 1600%, so you're not going to notice the little jagged lines that stitch out, or that you're seeing, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. I should have just pointed it out at that point. Let me get this one, yay! Okay, so you're not going to notice when it stitches out this right here, because it's zoomed out 1600%. It's just going above and beyond to show you things. And so don't worry about that. Just don't, I promise you. Oh, wrong button, Anna. I want the eraser. I'm going to come here, get these little guys. Now, if I accidentally do this, if I accidentally go, oops, like that, all I want to do is select the back button, and it'll bring it back to me. So the slower the better. I'm going to come here, get these guys. And even each section, I like to let go and start over. Because if I go and hold it down for everything and I mess up, then I have to go back and re-erase everything. Okay, I'm almost over to the end here. Got a couple of them over here. Oops, see what I did? Oops, let's go back. Okay, come back here. And if you're getting nervous and you're holding your breath, let go of it and then restart over. Because I find I hold my breath when I do this, and I'm like, I get so tense. I'm like, okay, just let go of it. Nothing's gonna happen. It's just embroidery, Anna. Okay. We're almost there. We're getting there. Eek. Oh, here's a big chunk here. Let's see. Oops, did it again. I'm gonna pan here. Goodness. This was a lot more than I thought. And again, oh, oops, let me get my panning button here. All right, now I'm to the outside here. Let me just check here. I may be, yeah, and so I want to erase these lines out here. We make them big for a reason, just so you have room to play. And then I'll do this one. Now, I see something down here. Right here. If you want everything, make sure everything's connected, then what you can do is see how my stars aren't connected, and that's probably because I went a little too high. You can either not really worry about that because this is zoomed out 800%, or you can come over to your line properties and come and grab this pencil and select OK. And then you can add those little lines to connect it just by drawing them. So I can just take and go do and draw, you know. So you can do whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is zoom out 100%, and I'm going to pretend like I'm happy. But right here, I am going to come and erase this. So let me erase that real quick. I should do it where I can see it. Because that makes life a little bit easier. And I'm not going to worry about these other ones hanging out. I'm just going to pretend that I am happy with it. Although I wouldn't be very happy with those, but that's okay. Okay, let's zoom out to 100%. Okay, so now what I have done is just created my split monogram frame. I know it's not a real monogram or my split name frame, whatever you want to call it. And all I have to do now, at this point, if I was happy with it, I could save it again, or I could just go to next. If you are in a anything but a Solaris, you're going to hit preview and then set. For the Solaris 2, we're going to hit set and OK. And there we go. But now we have to add the name, whatever name or whatever you want to put in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use, we're in the embroidery section. So what we want to do is use the add. So let's go to add. And you could bring in pre-made fonts. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to use the regular fonts that are built in. And I think I am going to choose this one, and I'm going to do the established. So I'll do E, and see how big that is. So I may want to come down here to right down here at the bottom where it says LMS. That's large, medium, and small. So I'm going to tap it once to bring it to medium, and that looks really good because I can go in there and make it a little bit bigger when I'm done. So I'm going to do EST, and usually they do a period behind it, and then space, which is this little guy right here, and I'm going to space it over a couple, and then 2000. Oh wait, that was way too. Woo, that was too spacey, right? Let's get it a little closer. Okay, 2012. That's not a 12. That is a 2. 1, 2. And then hit set. And now what I can do is I can come in here and play with the size, make it just a little bit bigger. Woo, that's too big. Let's bring it down a little bit. And now move it wherever I want. That actually looks pretty cute. But I do want to make it a little smaller. Okay. So if I was happy with this, then all I would have to do is bring it over to embroidery. Now let me show you something really quick. Let's return. Because the letters will see themselves annoyingly enough as separate letters, it may stop in between each letter and you'll have to push start again. But let's fix that. Let's go to our colors. This is on the edit screen, by the way. Colors. And what we're going to do is click on the very first part or very first letter of the letters. So that would be my E. And then I'm going to come here and select this icon right here that has 3 spools of thread. And now that'll stitch out as 1. And I can change the colors. I can do whatever I want. It's my embroidery. And then I would go to embroidery. And there we go. So really cute. Really not that hard to do. It just takes a little bit of fickleness, and I'm fickle enough to want to do this and think it came out pretty cute on mine. Now someone in my class, what they put in the center there, and I thought that was really cute, was welcome all. And she made a little tea towel out of it. So instead of putting a name, you can do established, you can do a saying, you can do whatever you want. It's your baby. So cute. So give me a thumbs up if you like that. And then I'm going to show you how to do it a different way. Thanks, Jeanette. Oh, good. You like it? Yeah, I like it. Awesome. Okay, well, what if you don't have the app? Excuse me, I need to get a drink. What if you have the Destiny or Dream Machine or the Solaris, just the Solaris upgrade. I mean, sorry, up to Solaris 1. I turned my backlight off so it's a little dark in here. Woo. Okay, I'm going to sit like this. Here we go. What if you don't have that? Well, we can use our scan mat. Woo, that was annoying enough. There's some more. And how do we do that? Pretty easy, actually. So I'm going to grab my scan mat. I ran out of ink, so I couldn't print out that actual design, but I had something similar already printed out. And what it is this circular wreath here. So all I have to do is take it and place it onto my scan mat. And I want to place these little guys, well, you don't have to use all 6 of them. I'm just going to use 2 of them. And I'm going to back out here so I can show you how this works. And I'm going to place the scan mat onto my machine just like I would put on a regular embroidery hoop. So let's take a look at that. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to take and place it onto my machine just like I would do a regular embroidery hoop and place the lock on there. Good, Judy. And then, let's turn this light off. Then all I have to do is now go to IQ Designer, and then I can come up here to either the little leaf, it may be, you know, a different, but I think they're all leaves. So I'm going to select the leaf, and then I'm going to select line design again. And instead of selecting any of these down here, I'm actually going to hit scan and OK. And so what it's doing is basically with that awesome camera built inside, it's taking a picture of what's on the mat. Go feed your tribe, Jeanette. Okay, so after that is scanned, you should see something on your screen similar to this. And let's zoom in just a little bit. There we go. So what you'll notice is you see everything scanned on there. So even the magnets. So what I want to do is take and crop those out. And even there was some wording on the page that I don't want to digitize. So I'm going to go to about right there, and then I'll come down below to about right here. Perfect. And then I'm going to select OK. I'll hit set. And then I'll go through that whole process again. I'll do, well, I'm going to turn down the background there. I will play with the size. So I can make, ooh, that one's pretty big. So we'll leave that one where it is. I can come in here and change everything to a triple stitch. So let's do green here. Make sure your bucket's selected and tap everything. And what's not turning green or whatever color you want. And let me say this. So if there's some people still on here, what if I had this wreath on here and I wanted everything but the flowers to be green, but when let's go back here. Let me undo it. But when I tap everything, or when I tap one of the vines, some of the part of the flowers turn green. What can I do in that instance? this is actually a good little lesson here. So what I'm going to do is zoom in to where the flowers are. So let's go find those flowers. There they are. I might want to zoom out a little bit. Actually, no, I'm not. So here's those flowers. And you see how since they're connected to the vines, that they will be turned into the same color if I were to stitch it out. Well, here's how you can fix that. So, okay, there's my flowers. Oops, let's get this. There's my flowers. The outside of my flower has turned green with everything else. There's part of the leaves and the vine. So this is what you're going to do. Zoom in as much as you can to where they meet. So this is the vine, this is the flower. I am going to grab the eraser, and I'm going to go about as small as it'll let me. Okay, and I am going to delete one of the pixels that are connecting them. So I'm going to delete this one. So now I have a little space there. Okay, let's go see if there's anything else touching that I don't want to touch. So here's a vine, I can tell by the leaves, and these are the flowers here. So let's grab that and let's erase those pixels right there. Okay, I erased one of those pixels. And let's see if there's another one up here. I see some leaves, but it's not touching anything. And now I can do this. So let's zoom back out. Let's do about 200% so you can see really well. And I'll zoom in as well. So everything is green except for, since I made some spaces in between what's touching, I can now go here. Let's choose a pink. Make sure my bucket's on, and I can turn those flowers a separate color. Now, because I've made sure that they're not, the leaves and the flowers are not touching any longer. Okay, so let's say I was happy with that. Let's zoom back out. I will go through that same process of, actually looks really pretty, going up here to my line properties, selecting the straight line, and then I can draw my line. Oops, keep forgetting to select that button. I can draw my line. I'm then going to grab the selection tool. I'm going to draw a box. What, you don't want to work? You asleep? Okay, we'll start over here. Draw a box around that line and duplicate it using duplication. So I have two of the lines. I can turn on my grid now. I know it's hard to see, but I can bring this line directly on that center line, because you can see the center lines are darker. Let's see, let's go to size, and that's where your move button is. I'm not sure why it's in size, but it is in there. I'm going to bring that line down to there. Okay, and then I will go and grab the selection tool again, and I'm going to come up from underneath and grab everything underneath the line that I just drew or brought down. And now I can take that and move it down about an inch. Okay, and let's see, and then I can go back up here and grab the other, I can grab the other line that we drew and bring it right on top of that second half. So let's go to size, bring it all the way down, touch it. Okay, and let's turn the grid off so we can kind of see what we got going on now. And of course, this is just going to be an ugly version, but there we go. So then I would just come in here and clean all this up. That actually could be a really pretty one. I would want to do a little bit of cleaning up. I'd also want to make it not so oval. So what I could do, I could go and grab the whole entire design. I could have done this in the beginning. Grab the whole entire design and then use this key right here in the size and kind of squish it out so to get it to be more circular. But I would probably really, yes, Marilyn, it does. It probably has, we probably would have had to do that before I added the lines on there. So, pretty easy. This one, I think I'm going to redo it and stitch it out. So let me show you where that is on the meridian, Marilyn. Marilyn's asking where the selection tool on the meridian is. The meridian Altair, same thing. Okay, so if I go to IQ Designer, so your selection tool is right here. So this guy right here, it's right below the eraser. And then I can use my fingers or whatever to use that. So yeah, good question. All right, any questions? I'm going to turn you around and we can do our little talking. Any questions? I'll wait for a moment. Sure. So the very last Sunday, it will be the 27th. We're not going to have a Facebook Live. That is Sunday the 27th. I will be down south with my best friend Hope, and we're going to have a girls' weekend, so maybe we'll get on and maybe I can talk her into doing something. Maybe we could do something fun. But as far as I know, I'm not going to have one then. Otherwise, next week, we'll have to figure out something fun to do. So always send me your questions. If I don't get back to you right then and there, I notice a lot of you are jumping on and helping. You're such a big help. Thank you so much. It's been a little crazy around here, as you guys all know. So I'm trying to get back to you with answers. And if I see someone else answer it, I'm like, hallelujah, I love you guys. This is why this group is great. You're willing to help each other. Okay, off subject. How much do you widen the satin stitch? None of it's going to be a satin stitch on this project, but if I were going to do it on another project, it just depends on what I want it to look like. So that's a good question. I guess I would have to know what you are working on. Oh, sorry, Ernestine. Well, you can always go back and rewatch all the videos at any time. Always. I think what I'm going to do is make one more video on how to find our videos. And I'll post it to the top of the page so that way you can watch it anytime. I know a lot of you are having a hard time finding the videos, and sometimes it's just not easy to find them. So I think what I'm going to do is post a video on the top of the page so you can always go back to reference that. So that. I was on another project. How do I widen? Okay. And I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Lita? Are you in IQ Designer? Let me ask you that first. Can I use a design already in the machine? Absolutely, Ernestine. You can use any. Wait. Before I say yes. Jeanette, I have done edge to edge. You can always go back to in files, the list of classes, and there is one in there. Okay, Lita, I hope I'm saying your name right. Let's go over that real quick. Let's get onto the machine. Okay. It's a good question. Okay, so I'm just going to start over. I'm just going to get a new page. And let's just draw a square. And we're going to make sure that's a satin stitch. I'll turn it green. so we can really see it. And then next. Renee, that's funny. Yeah, you know, welcome to my life, Renee. This is how it goes. Oh, Lita, I'm excited. I finally said something right. That's hard to say. It's hard for me. Okay, so I have my satin stitch right here, right? If I need to widen it, I can always I can always use, okay, let me go back. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So you've designed everything and you're ready to move on in IQ Designer. Then what you're going to do is hit next. And what's going to happen is this is your screen that you can do even more editing on those stitches. So right here, you will see this section, or depending on which machine you are, it's going to look similar to this. It's going to have a zigzag that has an arrow going up and down. This is how you widen your length or your zigzag stitch. So if I do that, you'll see it get thicker here. Now this is kind of like density. What is density? So you can make it tighter or a little bit looser. So if I came in here, I can only go to 110. Okay, well I can show you on the Meridian too. It's pretty much the same thing. So you can go and do it on the screen before you take it to embroidery, basically. So let's see. Okay, so let's walk over to the Meridian, or probably let's just do that since I'm right here. And then I can show you on there as well. So those of you who are on the Solaris, that's how you can do it on the Solaris. If you are on the Meridian, this is how you can do that on the Meridian. Let me get you a little higher here. Let's get these stockings. I'm working on some stockings for a friend. Let's see, here we go. Okay. Okay, so let's do the same thing, Lita. Let's grab a square, and I'm just going to give it its, let's see, make sure satin stitches on. I'm just going to select a color and make sure that I turn that. So now what I'll do is go to next. Now you won't see it. See, that's the only thing about the Meridian and Altair. You won't see it on screen until you hit preview. Okay, so, but what you'll see is like a line of ants moving around. You can't really see it on mine. Well, maybe if I zoom in. See how they're kind of moving? That means that it's doing something. So down here is where you want to change the width. So the zigzag with the arrow, I can take it and put it to whatever I want and then hit set. Now to be able to see what it's going to look like, I can select preview and OK. And now it'll show me what it looks like. If I'm not happy with that, then what I want to do, don't hit set, you want to hit return. And then that way I can go in and change the density or the zigzag stitch width. Maybe I want it teeny to 40. And go preview, OK. And there it is, that's a teeny tiny one. So if I was happy with that, then I can hit set. But if I'm still not happy, don't hit set, hit return. Because if you hit set, then you have to start all over. And that's just annoying to me, because I'm lazy. So I hope that helped. Okay, let's see. Any more questions today? Well, I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I will get all the information out, let's say by Wednesday, for the sew along on Saturday. And it's just a sew along. It's not stressful. Nothing. We're just going to have fun. So I will get the directions back up again. And so yeah, and we'll go from there. I think it ought to be fun. So thank you all so much for coming today. Once again, we are getting close to 1,000 members, so you know what that means. Another giveaway. And our friend Jim Swank has sent in some more fabulous gifts. and we'll do that. Yay! So I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, shop local, shop small. Happy holidays if I don't see you again until after the holidays, in case you're busy. Hope you have a happy Christmas or happy Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. And yeah, have a great one. And I will see y'all next Saturday if you join me. Bye, guys. If I can get this turned off. There we go.